Good morning to my amplified unit. Clearly, we are not in our normal location / setting today. I apologize. This was the only time that I could get this week at the university to get a good workout / cardio session in. Multi-hour. I had to take advantage of it. But obviously, I wanted to get this review out to you guys, so this is how we gotta do it. We're at the university, but you're gonna feel like you're in the wild during the next half an hour because it's very windy today. You might hear the wind. I apologize. The camera's going to be shaking. I apologize. I got airplanes above me. I got birds flying by me. I got utility crews driving by me in these loud vehicles. I apologize for all the inconveniences. If you guys can hear my words today, that's all that matters. And again, I apologize for the wind and the shaking of the camera, if such be the case during the next half an hour. I'll try to get this done as quick as I can, guys, so we can go about our day. But there's kind of a lot to go over. I'll try to squish it into one fucking sum of information, knowledge, and amplification. I want to start off with something that has nothing to do with SmackDown, if I may. I just want to get this off my chest. And that's a message to Finn Balor. Thank you. On behalf of every professional wrestling fan, thank you for bringing back the Demon at a time where it doesn't need to be brought back. Of all the times in the last year and a half you brought back the Demon, you could actually go back 2 years. Of all the times you brought him back, which I believe in the last 2 years was only one time, Baron Corbin, I believe that was also New York and Brooklyn. But of all the times you bring him back, it's to be in the middle of a WrestleMania card for a mid-card title in a match that nobody gives a shit about. You didn't want to bring him, the Demon, back for Brock Lesnar. No, that's not a time to bring the Demon back. But Bobby Lashley for the IC strap, that's where we're going to bring back the Demon. That makes a ton of fucking sense. Not only has the Demon been diminished because you don't use him at all, right? It used to be BC. He doesn't use it because it has to feel special. No, that went to he doesn't use it at all anymore. So it got diminished right off the gates. But now when you do bring him back, it's not even special. You brought him back Monday. You just appeared on the Titantron in Demon form. The crowd you got a cheap fucking buzz from the crowd, and the audience at home didn't give a fuck either. That's the lamest way that you could have brought back the Demon. Pre-announcing it in a segment nobody cared about for a match that nobody gives a shit about at WrestleMania against Bobby Lashley. I cannot tell you how furious I am at the lack of that character, because that character had some chutzpah to it. That had some gusto. That character, the Demon, was a larger-than-life superstar. The type I'm always telling you guys this company needs more of. Finn Balor, pop collar smiley Finn, that's an okay superstar. Larger than life, definitely not. But I can definitely see him holding the Intercontinental Championship. But Demon Balor, that is a larger than life WWE / Universal Champion. That's a main top guy talent, the Demon. And I always get BC. They're the same guy, same moves. No, they're different characters, I assure you. The Demon is special. Pop collar smiley Finn, not so much. And that's where you're going to bring the Demon back. For Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania. That's the first thing I want to get off my chest. Number 2, was it so hard to book the Usos versus the Hardy Boys for WrestleMania for the straps? Was that so hard? The Hardy Boys, Matt Hardy's looking better than probably when he first arrived in WWE. He lost the weight. He's looking good again. You got Jeff Hardy still hitting all his marks, all of his strides. And the Usos are at the best they've ever been. This could be an easy story sitting in your lap. The Hardys want one more run, and they feel that they have it in them. The Usos feel like this is the best that they've been. They both feel that everyone else is looking at both teams like they're past their prime, so they both have something to prove. They both have a chip on their shoulder. The story writes itself. And instead of giving us Hardy's Usos in the beautiful story that, again, is sitting in your lap, you don't even got to do the work. What is the ultimate best team in WWE's history? Hardys, Usos, or in recent memory anyway, the last 10 to 20 years. Usos, Hardys. Let's get it on and find out for the straps at Mania. And instead, they didn't go that route. Instead, they got the Hardy Boys on a pre-show, and they got the Usos involved in some 8-man schmaz match at WrestleMania. As if we didn't have enough of those. Usos, Hardys. That is a WrestleMania caliber match. Not just throwing everyone into a WrestleMania match just so everyone has a spot. If that's the case, just throw Sheamus, Cesaro, and everyone else in the Battle Royal, which is nonsensical anyway. But what's 2 more people? Or 4 more people? Who gives a fuck if Rusev and Shinsuke are in a Battle Royal or an 8-man tag schmaz match? Both mean nothing. I haven't even gone over SmackDown yet, and here I am fucking getting amplified and flipping out. I probably got the whole fucking university wanting to call security on me. I'm flipping out. There's a madman at the university. So here's the show, guys. Alright, I'll get right into it. In this show, it's a tale of 2 tapes. It's like 2 different shows. On one hand, you got 3 matches I'm very interested in, and I actually liked the storytelling last night. Obviously, Kofi, Kingston, Daniel Bryan, the Miz and Shane McMahon, and Randy Orton, AJ Styles, which when this began a month ago, I couldn't give 2 shits about it, and now I actually don't mind it. But those 3 segments, absolutely awesome. I love it. And then you have the other side of the table. The side where WWE just threw everybody into matches, right? You have an 8-man tag match last night, just to set up another nonsensical schmaz match at WrestleMania. And then if that wasn't bad enough, we had an 18-person tag match. So one match is an 8-man tag, and then you had an 18-person. So Vince is like, 8 isn't enough. Maybe 18 is better. And so that's what they did. An 8-man and an 18. Somebody tell me, how is that even fathomable? That you could have 18 people, intergender by the way. This is male and female. Let's bring them all together. As if 8 people wasn't enough. As if 8 men or 8 women wasn't enough. Let's just throw 18 of everybody in there. And if you don't see a problem with that, then that is a big fucking issue with today's fan, not just today's product. I hope you guys can even fucking hear me, man. It is so fucking windy today. It's supposed to be 50, 52 degrees. But with the wind, you wouldn't fucking know it. So, you had the tale of 2 tapes, man. And I'll just go over the show real quick. It started off with Kevin Owens, the KO show. Styles and Orton are face-to-face, kind of. I mean, you got the KO show table. And I like this. I would not have had this in the beginning of the show. I would have had this more in the middle of the show because it didn't really get the crowd excited. But it was a kick-ass way to progress their feud in storyline for the match. But again, nothing over the top here, so I would have had this more in the middle of the show. But they kicked it off, alright, they just wanted to get it done with. And I like the dialogue. The dialogue is what made this here, guys. Randy Orton actually said to Styles, while you were bouncing from high school to high school, I was at WrestleMania for years with the WWE. And AJ Styles had a rebuttal. Styles said, yeah, you were with the WWE while I was in the Indies, failing drug tests. So he told Orton, while I was in the Indies, yeah, you were in WWE, failing drug tests. That was heavy, guys, because if you're a casual fan, or if you're a younger fan, you don't know what the hell they're talking about. You're like, Orton did drugs? You know what I mean? So that was heavy, and that was obviously for the smarks, the smart crowd, such as probably most of the Amplified unit and myself, because we know the ins and outs, the behind the scenes, and we know that Orton had an issue, right? A couple of issues back in the day. So for Orton to actually let that be used and be okay with that, that's heavy, man. I don't know if Orton came up with that or if the writing staff, I don't think the writing staff would be that creative. I think Orton said, hit me hard. And AJ Styles said, you sure? Orton said, hit me hard. And throw the zinger, man. They threw that drug thing in there. That was fucking heavy. Orton had an awesome rebuttal. Orton responded by saying, "Now that John Cena has moved on to Hollywood, you have assumed the role of corporate bitch." I loved it, man. That had a huge ooh-ah from the crowd. That was a mic drop from Randy Orton. Literally, he just had a mic drop. Kevin Owens just got up and he left the ring because he knew that meant two things. A, that should be you guys just fighting now. And B, I'm leaving the ring so you guys can fight right now, because those are fighting words. You just called him a corporate bitch. I know what happens next. Kevin Owens just left the ring. They both got up. They started throwing bows at each other. At one point, AJ Styles went for a phenomenal forearm off the top rope right into an RKO. It was fucking beautiful. Randy Orton looked at top game, top form. He was going ballistic afterwards, and that's your final setup to Styles and Orton. I liked it. It had its zingers, a little bit of combat, and it was all done in a simplistic nature and form. The only thing left to do now is put on the match Sunday, and I really feel that Styles and Orton are going to deliver. That's going to be one of the matches I believe we can count on. You never know with WWE. Sometimes there's matches like Shinsuke AJ that we think are going to perform really well, and they don't do such. So it'll be interesting to see what they bring, guys. But I like the final story there that was told, and now I mean, it's one of the matches that at first I wasn't looking forward to. Now I can put that into the category of matches. My whole camera's about to fucking go down here, guys. Fucking A. This is crazy. I got a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore. Toto! Where's Toto? Wizard of Oz. If you guys are younger, you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So, yeah, that's Orton Styles. Again, they started off the show. I would have put that in the middle. Such is life. Now we went on to some nonsensical bullshit. You guys ready for this? This was an 8-man tag match. I don't know how this happened. I was always looking forward to when Ricochet and Aleister Black made their debuts to the main roster. And now I just don't care about them anymore. They should never have been in a tag team. That is not complimenting Aleister Black at all. And it's not showcasing Ricochet in the best way possible. I mean, Mustafa Ali was showcased better than Ricochet. All these nonsensical tag matches and just showing a little bit of their moves here and there. They're actually on a losing streak lately, aren't they? It's just... I have no emotion when Ricochet and Aleister Black come to the ring. And I never thought that was possible. If you told me I was going to have no emotion for Aleister Black and Ricochet on the main roster when they were in NXT, I would have said you've done fallen and bumped your head too many times as a kid. But I have no emotion for them. I don't. It was Black and Ricochet and the Usos taking on Rusev, Shinsuke, and The Bar. This is what I mean about WWE Creative just going through the motions. They gave up. They're not even getting creative. They're just rehashing the same storyline from Monday with the females. They just threw all the faces together, they threw the heels together, and they had them do an 8-man or 8-woman schmaz match on Monday, right? Sasha Bailey and Natalya Beth versus Iconics in Nia and Tamina. They did the same thing with the WrestleMania schmaz match for SmackDown. All the faces versus the heels. It's just regurgitated. It's not the good type of... Sometimes simplistic can work. And other times you have to get creative because you have to build enthusiasm. You have to actually get us excited. This 8-man tag match didn't get us excited. It was just a match where there was moves. That's the best review I can give you. There was nothing epic in this match. Nor did I think there was going to be. But this was a match with a bunch of moves. That's all it was. When it was all said and done, the Usos pinned Rusev and Shinsuke. I believe it was Rusev that took the actual pin. Afterwards, Alexa Bliss comes out, that's right, from Raw, but she's the host of WrestleMania, so all of a sudden, she's calling the shots. I told you guys, every week somebody different is calling the shots. Even Finlay was calling the shots at Royal Rumble when he let Beth Phoenix, really? I wish. Becky Lynch enter the Royal Rumble. That was just Finlay saying, okay, I have authority. So now Alexa Bliss is the host. She's calling the shots. Who's next? Maybe Elias will be calling the shots at WrestleMania because he's a musical act. But Alexa comes out and announces what we already knew, what I already told you guys on this channel. A schmaz match for WrestleMania with everybody in the ring, she says. The Bar, Rusev, Shinsuke, who else? Fucking Ricochet, Aleister Black. Fucking, at this point, send everybody in. Who cares? Add Hornswoggle and James Ellsworth. Get Gilbert in there. Get fucking David Arquette. Let Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman form a tag team and get in there. Who cares? Make it a fucking Fatal 45 way. And if you guys thought that 8-man tag schmaz was bad enough, they then went into an 18-person schmaz match. I can't make this up. This was to showcase all of the participants in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal and the Women's Battle Royal. This was an intergender 18-person schmaz match. I can't even review this because it was a train wreck from the beginning. This train was never even on the tracks. The ride on this train started off the tracks. That's how fucking horrendous that was. I'm not even going to go over who was in this, but it was some weird fucking names. I'm talking like EC3, who we just saw on Monday. Asuka, how criminally tragic is that? Last week, Asuka is your SmackDown Women's Champion. She thinks she's going to have a big match at Mania, and now she's in the pre-show at WrestleMania. Because if you guys didn't hear the news, it is official. WWE has released a statement. The 2 confirmed matches so far for the pre-show is the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal and the Women's Battle Royal. So this is criminally tragic for Asuka, and you guys know I'm a huge Naomi fan, and I feel she deserves better. She's stuck in the Battle Royal too. Last year, Naomi was winning that thing. You thought that meant big things for her. Guess what? Oh, it meant huge things. It meant another ticket to next year's WrestleMania's Battle Royal, which is this one. I can't even tell you guys how just amazingly tragic this is. How did this thing even end? This was just it was a consolation prize for Asuka. That's how this thing ended. Asuka was the fight, because the match turned into just like a battle royal for no reason. There was no, I don't even know if there was a decision. It started as a 9-on-9 match, I think, correct? I don't even fucking know how this match was. But I remember everyone being on the outside, and then a few people were inside. And then all of a sudden, everybody just got in, and people started throwing each other just out of the ring. And then when it was all said and done, Asuka was the last person standing. So this was like a consolation prize because everybody was in an uproar last week when Asuka lost that strap. So this was like Vince saying, oh, well, if we have her as the last woman standing, they'll see that we're treating her good. This is a consolation prize, and just like Demon Balor at WrestleMania, you can shove it up your ass. Because nobody wants it. Fucking A. Samoa Joe submitted to Mustafa Ali. I think Mustafa Ali is winless in the past fucking 5 months. Since his debut, basically, you could say. Mustafa Ali just loses every fucking day, twice on Sunday. And I'm fine with that, man. Mustafa does have to still earn his keeps. And I don't look at Mustafa Ali as a larger-than-life superstar by any means. But when you look at where you thought this guy was going, his trajectory, and now you look at where he is now, Mustafa Ali is fucking bottom tier in the company. Or at least that's how Vince is perceiving him. I think when Ricochet got to the main roster, which is what I told you guys was going to happen, when Ricochet got to the roster, goodbye, Mustafa Ali, because Ricochet blows him out of the water. And Mustafa is good at his glorified gymnastics, but Ricochet blows him out of the water. But that's what I mean. If you're going to throw Ricochet in a tag team, put him with Mustafa. That's a tag team I can believe. Aleister Black and Ricochet, that goes together like peanut butter and mayonnaise. Actually, there's probably a couple people that does put that together, but the point is, that doesn't go together. Somebody's out there like, I love peanut butter and mayonnaise, BC. So Samoa Joe submits Mustafa Ali. This was a rematch that I've already seen several times before, by the way. So I don't know why I needed to see this. This was just to showcase Samoa Joe that he is a good U.S. champion and that he has a chance to take out Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania. Well, I would hope so. There's nothing big about Rey Mysterio anymore. And now on top of that, WWE has issued a statement saying Rey Mysterio got injured in his match with Baron Corbin on Monday Night Raw. So I don't know if that's just kayfabe storyline or that's real. But Rey Mysterio could be replaced at WrestleMania. We don't know the deal yet. Like I give a shit about Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio. That's a SmackDown Live match at best. And if I'm paying, if I'm watching, I should say, you can put that in the dark match, because I don't even need to see that at SmackDown. But such is life. But, so that's Samoa Joe and Mustafa Ali. Again, a throwaway match for me. The Iconics cut a promo here. This was your whole build-up for the Women's Schmaz match at WrestleMania. The Iconics were just talking about how they're the ones that are going to walk away with the straps, and they've already beaten Sasha and Bayley before on their show, SmackDown. They threw some jabs at Beth Phoenix and Natalya, obviously, and Tamina and Nia. I thought it was a decent promo. The Iconics are very annoying, but that's their character. So, when it comes to an entertaining aspect, I see where the Iconics could work. So, I'm actually digging them more and more. They definitely can annoy you. But I feel I needed more from that feud. But then again, I don't want to see that match anyway at Mania, so maybe it's best we didn't see more from that feud. Does that make sense? We needed more, but maybe it's best for all of us we didn't see more, because at the end of the day, it's an 8-woman schmaz match at WrestleMania. And isn't that what WrestleMania shaped up to be, guys? You have 2 Battle Royals. You have 2 so far. We think they're going to throw a Raw schmaz match as well, 8 more participants for the Raw straps. But so far, we have 2 Battle Royals, 2 8-person schmaz matches, a triple threat main event. There's going to be, if not already, a fatal 4-way, I'm sure, on this card. Another 8-person schmaz match for the Raw titles. Half this card is schmaz matches, just to throw everybody on the card. Everybody gets a piece of the pie. See? We used everyone. We were nice. That is when quality should overtake quantity. Everybody's complaining about how long WrestleMania is. No, I have 7 or 8 hours for wrestling. I'll gladly sit back, and relax for 7 or 8 hours, whether I'm in MetLife Stadium or watching at home on my couch. I will give you 7 or 8 hours to watch pro wrestling and WWE. I don't care, boring and this and that. I have the 7, 8, 9 hours. So I don't mind that. But what I want, though, is just great matches. You know, why not give us matches like Usos and Hardys, for instance? Why not give us matches like the Kofis and the Daniel Bryans? Give us that shit, and then I can maybe... Can you shut the fuck up? Is that possible? Trying to fucking talk to my amp unit, I got a fucking 16-wheel tractor going by me, knowing the amplified man is speaking. Fucking A. No university is bigger than the amplified man. I don't even know if you guys even heard my last statements. I'm saying give me great matches, man. Fucking A. Why do you have to have schmaz matches? You could have gave us Usos and Hardys. You can give us matches and stories that we actually are invested into. And I know, you say BC, that's what we mean. It's 7 or 8 hours of the schmaz matches. Guys, you could have 20 schmaz matches. I'm gonna watch, because it's WrestleMania, and I'm getting wrestling on the grandest stage. I'm fucking there. You know what I mean? There's nothing that's gonna fucking take me away from WrestleMania. Everybody says take it out of Vince's pocket by not showing up. Fuck that shit. It's New York City. It's what I love. I'm showing up. But I am going to make these videos, and I'm going to call them out and try to make the product better. But if you think I'm not showing up to New York City, you're a fucking fool. If you think I'm not going to take extra hours, you're a fucking fool. But why not give me 7, 8, or 9 hours of epic shit? You can do that. They just got lazy. They choose not to. That's where my problem is. So yes, we all have to sit through the fucking schmaz matches to get through the good stuff. Like Kofi Kingston, Daniel Bryan, Miz and Shane McMahon, Styles and Orton, even Brock and Seth, because it will be fucking entertaining, I'm sure. But these are the things that I'm talking about, guys. Why do you have to have all these schmaz matches? It's killing these WrestleManias. And they keep on, I've said it in the last 2 videos, they keep on signing talent like Pac-Man, I call it, right? They keep on signing more and more talent. More and more people are going to the Performance Center. More and more people are in NXT. More and more people getting called up. They don't have room for everybody. They don't have anything good for anybody. They hardly even have room. And that's what's happening. That's why you're seeing triple threats and fatal four-ways and schmaz matches and battle royals. It's because they no longer have room. You know, you got a pay-per-view with 7 to 10 matches. If most of them are 1-on-1 or 2-on-2, you're only using about 12 to 16 superstars at best. But you have 100 superstars on the roster. I don't want to see people lose their jobs, but you have to start cutting ties. You have to stop signing people. You have to start utilizing the people you have now. Bottom line. And then, guys, I believe this was... Becky Lynch cut a promo as well, just like the Iconics. They just... Becky Lynch, instead of being in the ring, got on top of the commentary booth table, and she just started talking shit about Charlotte and Ronda. Nothing epic, nothing big. At least she showed up and said she's out of jail. Thank you for telling us that. Charlotte already blew up your spot when she tweeted 35 minutes after she got arrested. Damn it! But Becky Lynch just cut a promo too, so there was just a lot of like kind of filler shit, but what more can you do? You're days away at this point. If you haven't captivated your audience by now, you ain't going to. And the last thing here, guys, I wanted to... Oh no, it's not the last thing. The Miz. Shane McMahon threw The Miz in a little gauntlet of his own. It was a handicap match with Sanity. Now, it's twofold here, because Shane McMahon then came out after a minute of this match, and Shane McMahon said, oh wait, I forgot to tell you, this is a Falls Count Anywhere match, just like our match at WrestleMania. So, guys, this is where I love the storytelling. You guys know from the beginning, I love Shane McMahon and Miz's storytelling. From the beginning, at Royal Rumble, you could say, when this thing started. Or really, the Best in the World tournament, this thing started. But, I love this, man. Every week, they tell the story beautifully. Shane McMahon is really playing the character of, I'm going to stack the deck against you, just like my father's doing to Kofi. You want to get to me on Sunday? You're going to have to get through several superstars right now. Falls Count Anywhere. And I love it, man. And Miz, you know, a lot of people, like myself, we feel bad for Sanity. You talk about just being dug further and further down below, man. And getting buried and digging that grave further and further. Because The Miz took out Sanity last. Here comes the same fucking tractor. Now you're just fucking with me. Now you're just fucking with me. I'm gonna get you, son of a bitch. Oh, I'm coming for you. Anyway, so you have The Miz take out Sanity. Yes, we feel bad for Sanity, man. Absolutely. This is just misjustice at its best. Or worse, you could say. Because Sanity deserves so much better. But I believe that this is the best Miz that we've seen in his career. This is the most amplified, the most fierce. He's fighting not just for himself and his pride, but for his father and what he believes in. So he ended up taking out Sanity. And they went backstage into the parking lot. It's pouring rain out. They're backstage. Miz pins Eric Young, actually, outside. So I loved how they got out of the ring. It brings another feel and aspect, a special feel and aspect to the show, especially to the match. So I love that 100%. Yes, it sucked for Sanity, but it told the character and story for The Miz. That The Miz is going to stop at nothing to annihilate Shane McMahon Sunday. And after The Miz pinned Eric Young, you had Shane McMahon in his little SUV limo, and he just rolls down the window, and Shane McMahon has just grin on his face, and the SUV limo drives off. And as the SUV limo drives off, a cop car comes up. Becky Lynch gets out of the seat, and that gets out of the back seat, and she starts walking into the arena, and that led to what we already talked about, Becky Lynch's promo. But I love how that whole segment went off. But yes, I agree, guys. For Sanity, fucking A, man. It's awesome for The Miz. It should not have been at Sanity's expense. I'll just leave it at that. And now we'll talk Kofi Kingston, Daniel Bryan, man. This is just a goosebumps moment. This whole story, just like Miz and Shane McMahon, has been told beautifully from day one. From day fucking one. And it just keeps getting better. And anybody that said BC, Kofi Kingston is kind of a flash in the pan. And this is all just from a gauntlet match, BC, and it'll be done in a week or two. You could say the same thing about Becky Lynch, and she still gets Becky chants. But anyone who said Becky Lynch is the hottest superstar in pro wrestling today, guys, that is officially dead, that statement. Because Kofi Kingston, I can now truthfully say with facts, just go back to last night, Kofi Kingston is the biggest superstar in pro wrestling right now. He is. You listened to that reaction last night, that was some Daniel Bryan-esque type shit. I'm not putting him at the level, but that was some shit, man. That reaction last night was heavy. KofiMania is a real thing. I don't see any other way that WrestleMania, that match goes off without Kofi Kingston winning that. But here's what's tragic. It looks like Vince McMahon is somehow going to screw over Kofi again. And if Kofi's getting this title, it could be in Saudi Arabia. And that, my friends, is bullshit. WrestleMania is the grandest stage of them all. This story's being told beautifully. It needs to culminate in Kofi Kingston winning that strap. Just like WrestleMania 30 culminated with Daniel Bryan catching that strap. That's the truth. And that's what needs to happen. Because after last night, I mean, that's Kofi wins or we riot type shit in New York, New Jersey. Am I right? At MetLife. That reaction was so awesome, man. That gave you feelings of back when Daniel Bryan was having his meteoric, organic rise to the top in his eventual WrestleMania 30 title win in New Orleans. I'm not putting it at that level because nothing will ever tell the story that beautifully. But this organic rise for Kofi is along those lines. And how ironic, how fucking ironic, that his opponent is Daniel Bryan of all people. The same person who we're kind of comparing it to. And that's why I love what Kofi said. This was a quote. The only thing we have in common, Daniel, is that you know what all of this feels like, meaning the crowd response in this rise to the top. You know what all of this feels like, so you know what comes next. Sunday at WrestleMania, I become WWE Champion. I love that quote. That's what Kofi told Daniel Bryan. You know what all of this feels like, you know what it's about, so you know what happens next at WrestleMania. Because you lived it. How awesome is this? You could not have told this better. This type of reaction, in the way we're feeling, was along the lines of Daniel Bryan. And his opponent, Kofi's opponent, just happens to be DB, Daniel Bryan. You can't make this shit up. Goosebumps. That's my main event. Sorry, not sorry, Becky. Sorry, not fucking Ronda. Sorry, not sorry, Charlotte. This is my main event, Kofi and Daniel Bryan. I don't see any other way you screw that, or that fucking Kofi Kingston doesn't walk out with champion and you screw him. I don't see how that is possible. Unless Vince is really looking at Saudi Arabia as his true WrestleMania. And that's where you could see Brock keep his championship at WrestleMania and then lose it maybe at Saudi Arabia. You could see Daniel Bryan keep his championship at WrestleMania and lose it in Saudi Arabia. That, I hope, doesn't happen. Mania, New York, New Jersey, MetLife, that is where these titles need to change hands. That's where you get the culmination of all of this story. Don't fuck with this, Vince. I'm serious, man. This is the one thing you have to get right. You get everything else fucked up, get this one right. Kofi Kingston, that epic WrestleMania 30 moment when Daniel Bryan hoisted that title up in the air, man. That is the moment we need at 35. It just is. Because the story, this is like going to the movie, seeing an epic story and seeing that fitting end. Sometimes the end of the movie has the villain reigning victorious. I understand that. This is the type of movie where we all need that happy fucking ending. Because again, a lot of this card might be downright tragic. Give us this one. But that's how it ended, man. Kofi Kingston had those words for Daniel Bryan, man. That was a mic drop fucking moment. The crowd went ballistic. The entire time, Baltimore went ballistic. Exploded for Kofi Kingston, guys. Every chant you could imagine. Way more than Becky Lynch got her chant-wise. So that's why I say Kofi has overtaken Becky Lynch by far as the top superstar in the company. And you could argue in professional wrestling. That's SmackDown, guys. That's your review and reaction. Again, I'm sorry for all the elements here at the university, man. It was very windy. You had all these fucking tractors fucking with me. Cameras shaking. But if you guys lasted the whole review and reaction, man, You are my tried and true amp unit. I love you guys. Nothing but love and respect. I'll definitely come at you guys tomorrow with a video. I won't call it impromptu because I'm telling you guys I'm going to make a video every day this week. It's WrestleMania week, so I'm hitting you guys every single day with a new video. I want to thank you guys for making yesterday's Raw video so successful. We're heading toward 10,000. Oh, shit. There goes the camera again. I got to end this shit. I'm literally going to fly away to Oz. We're going to leave Kansas. We're not actually in Kansas. That's, again, Wizard of Oz. It's, I'll shut up. But you guys made Raw, that video, so successful, man. Again, we're heading toward 10,000. I got that video up a little late yesterday, and you guys are still hitting that at 10,000 views. You guys fucking rock. Yeah. So you guys fucking, you're amazing. Nothing but love and respect to you guys, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. I got to go work out, man. I got to get big, bad, and bold for WrestleMania. You never know who I'm going to run into. Mr. McMahon. Check you!